So, the one thing that definitely surprised me about the process so far of growing out my silver hair is all this regrowth that I'm getting. So, I'm getting a lot of it all over my head, but obviously it's the most noticeable here because this is kind of where my hair falls most of the time. Um, and I just remember back for all the years that I've been dyeing it, I did try bleaching it for a short period of time because I thought I was gonna go blonde and try to hide my gray with blonde hair, but then my hair started falling off in giant pieces and just breaking off, and it was awful. So I decided to not do bleach anymore, but I was told that my hair would be repaired by doing dark dye, by using dark dye. I don't know. Maybe I misunderstood what was being told to me, but I understood it that it was actually helping my hair, it was making my hair stronger and whatever. Not really sure, maybe it was just when I was hearing that it was in comparison to bleach, not really sure. But in my head, I was like, oh, dyeing it dark actually is helping make it healthier. But I will say that I always noticed after I would get it dyed, my head would get really, really itchy and my scalp would feel really irritated until I was able to actually get all of the dye off of it. Not that they didn't do it at the salon. Of course, the salon always scrubs it off, but there's only so much that they can, like get off while I'm there. And then when I come home, then there's still more on my scalp that will eventually wash off over time. So I am happy that I don't have to deal with that irritation every 3 months, because I was 3 weeks, not 3 months. I was going every 3 weeks for the most part to get my retouch-ups. Sometimes I would try to stretch it out to 4 weeks, but 4 weeks was really, really hard for me because by 3 weeks I had such prominent gray coming in, just because it is so thick. It's just a solid amount of it. So just imagine just, that much showing through with just basically black hair on the other side of it. It just created that really harsh line across my head that I did not like seeing. So now that it's starting to get to this point at 4 months grow out, it is getting a little bit more blended looking, having that ombre effect, but I'm really excited to see it in a few more months once it really is blending more, because that first couple of months was rough, I will say. Growing it out, the first 2 months was tough, seeing it at that very odd length, and it felt very, I don't know, I felt self-conscious going out in public, and it felt to me like I was just like not taking care of myself or something, and I was worried about what other people would think, and that was honestly my biggest concern, which now looking back, I am like, that's kind of a dumb thing to worry about, but it was honestly what I was the most concerned about. So yeah, I just thought I would share that. It was really interesting that I'm starting to get this regrowth. So who knows, maybe my hair will actually be thicker after the dye hasn't been in it for a really long period of time, which would be kind of crazy because I know I do have thick, long hair. So can you imagine what it's gonna look like if it does in fact actually get thicker than this? It actually really reminds me of postpartum hair loss, after my baby was born, and then I lost a good amount of hair, and then it all started growing back, and then I had right here is where I always noticed it the most, and then sometimes I would be just outside, and if it was windy, I would get like a little swoop of hair that would go across my head like this, but I wouldn't feel it because they're so light and little, and I would look in the mirror and I would just have like what looked like a comb over over my forehead. But yeah, so I am excited to see how my hair will change. And besides just the fact that obviously the color is going to change, but it'll be interesting to see if the texture and the thickness of it changes. So